All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back
Hello.
to the Base Online Summit. Today, we have our F&B day, and now I have Miss Suzanne Ling, the co-founder and CMO of PichaEats, with me today. She's going to share their case studies from how the Picha project turned into PichaEats, as well as their digital strategy that leverage a lot on digital and social media to grow fast over the last few years. So, Suzanne, you want to say hi to everyone? Introduce
Hi
yourself.
everyone. Hello, I'm Suzanne from PichaEats. I'm one of the co-founders and I'm also heading the marketing team for Picha.
Nice. Would you give us a little bit of background? What exactly is Picha? And then we all heard about Picha project. You guys went
Yeah.
on news sometimes. You guys did a lot of good things with the refugees community. Can you share with us a little bit more what exactly is Picha project and what exactly is Picha?
Sure. So for Picha, we are a food company where we partner with refugee families from places like Syria, Palestine, Iraq. They are currently now in Malaysia, and we partner with them to form this food company where we become the platform that they can, cook their food, and then we serve this food to clients out there. And I will share a bit more later during my sharing, where I will roughly introduce how we started and how digital okay, this is so weird to do this online. Okay, I'll roughly introduce, I will briefly introduce ourselves and also how we use social media to grow, because when we started, it was really bootstrapping. We were all still students. So social media really played a very important part. So yeah, so later I'll go into more details on that.
So, for how long already this Picha has been around in the Malaysia market?
4 years.
4 years already, and it is still a social enterprise until
Um,
today.
Yes. So the thing is, around the world, social enterprise is a term where it's very hard to find a definition. So we just decided we are a food company that drives for an impact. So we serve you great food and we strive for impact at the same time. So whether you think it's a social enterprise, it's not. It's up to you. But we
Right,
we
right.
are a food business that has an impact in our mind.
Right. So, without further ado, let's move on to Suzanne's presentation, keynote presentation for today. Suzanne, you would like to share your screen,
All right. Cool.
and the stage is yours.
The screen is mine. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Suzanne. As I mentioned, I'm the co-founder for PichaEats. And what we do is for the past 4 years, we've been running this food business where we partner with refugees share from different part of the world to run this food business so that they can earn an income for themselves. So today, as you can see the title, I'm going to touch on digital strategy and social media. But before that, let me just quickly share with you how we started and what's our story. So once upon a time, which is about 4 years back, my friends and I, we started volunteering in a refugee learning center while we were in university. So while studying, we were volunteering, teaching English, teaching maths, and so on. And we realized that there is a huge need in the community where our students' parents are always struggling financially. And it has reached a point where our students at the age of 13, 14, they have to drop out and go and work in KK Mart, Mamak store, Pasar Malam, just to earn an extra 400 to 500 ringgit for their family. So when that happened, we decided to find out more about the refugee situation around the world. And we realized that around the world, there are about 70 million people who are forced to leave their home due to war, persecution, and danger. And that is like a huge number. And when we zoom it into Malaysia, we realized that in Malaysia right now, we have 178,000 refugees registered with United Nations. And unfortunately, because Malaysia is not a signatory of the UN Refugee Convention, refugees in Malaysia are not allowed to work. The kids cannot go to public school for education, and healthcare is also a struggle because you can't work, right? So you have not much money, and it's very hard to look for healthcare. So when we realized this whole situation, we decided that we wanted to do something. So we asked ourselves, what can we do and how can we help the parents to have a more stable income so that the kids get to stay in school? So that was the intention. And we thought, hey, why not use food? Because in Malaysia, I mean, you all know, in Malaysia, everybody loves food. We love food, I love food. And everybody needs to eat every single day. So we thought, since a lot of our students' mothers can cook, and everyone eats every single day, why not we form a food business? Because it is a market true, it is a market that is very competitive, but it's also a market that you will never run out of demand because everybody needs to eat. So when that happened, we decided to get one of our students' mother to cook. And at that time, I was in my final semester in university. So I went to uni and I literally like forced my friends to buy food from me. I went to my friends and I told them, hey, give me 7 ringgit. Next week, I give you food. Next week, not even tomorrow. So that was actually how we collected money from our friends. And with those money, we bought the equipments, we bought ingredients, and then we made our first order. And after making our first order, they actually liked the food a lot. And they also felt very good that their lunch is able to change someone's life and make a difference. So they told us, why not you do it again? And then, then we did it again. And we were doing that in our uni for 4 months. And after the 4 months, I graduated. My co-founders, Kim and Sweden, we all graduated. And we decided to give it a shot and do it full time since there is a need there. And it's been 4 years ever since. So 4 months to 4 years. And the reason why we are called the Picha project at that time was actually because of this boy right here. He is the boy that I am hugging in the picture. And that is the son of our first chef. And his name is Picha. So when we needed a name for the business, we told ourselves we wanted a name that can always remind us why we start this and why we do this. And Picha is extremely cute. We love him so much, and he is always very helpful. He always wants to help us out. He always wants to, he's just like very initiative, and he has such a good character. And it breaks our heart to know that his future will be very different from ours or our nephew or our nieces just because of his status. And we decided to name ourselves the Picha Project, seeing ourselves as a project that can change the life of Picha's family, and more family like Picha's family. So that was actually the reason why we are called the Picha Project. And what we decided to do is we decided to run this food business where we become the platform, and we started engaging with more chefs from different parts of the world. They are now all in KL, but they came from Syria, Palestine, Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Somali, Myanmar. So we got in touch with them. We found out that they can cook amazing food, and we upskill them, we train them, we teach them hygiene measure, kitchen safety, kitchen hygiene. We teach them new menu, and we just put together different sets and menu for them that Malaysians will like. Because yes, their food is great, but some of them doesn't taste the Malaysian taste bud, so we have to fix that and give them feedback and work on this business together. So right now what we do is we have meal sets like what you see on the screen. Right now Ramadan one is coming. I don't have a new screenshot yet, but yeah, so we have sets like Chinese New Year, Christmas, family set. Even right now during the MCO period, we have different sets going out that is suitable for families. And we also do buffet catering, which right now it is very affected. Seeing how the situation is right now, I believe some of you who are in this summit listening right now, you might be from a food business. And I understand that right now, all of us are affected in different ways. I was reading up a few news online, and it says that for food sector, some got affected positively, where you get more sales because of this, and some got affected negatively. For us, it works kind of both ways because for the past 4 years, 65% of our sales come from B2B. So definitely with this situation happening, we have zero B2B sales now, where there is no more conferences, there's no more event, there's no more meeting. So we are affected in that way. But another 35% of B2C sales, it has increased, but it hasn't increased until it can, cover the B2B side. So it's really a time where all of us, including our team, your team, all of us across different industry, we really have to figure out what we can do, pivot, and just get through this together. Okay, sidetrack. So that's what we do. We do buffet, we do deliveries, and for the past 4 years, we have been able to do about 4 million ringgit in terms of sales, and 50% of that goes straight to the chef. That's how our business model works, so that our chef get to earn a stable livelihood while they are cooking with us. And we have served about 500 corporate clients, and in a total, before this MCO period, it was about 135,000 meals served. I think now probably there will be more. And these are some of our clients. And the reason why I wanted to highlight the clients is actually because it is related to what I'm going to speak later. Because if you imagine 4 years ago, if you just try to imagine 3 girls from university coming out and telling people, hey, I want to sell food that is cooked by refugees. A lot of people, when we first started, the feedback that they gave us was, are you serious? Are you crazy? Like, why would people buy food made by refugees? There are so many restaurants out there, and like made by refugees, is it even clean? Is it even safe to be eaten? Is it even delicious? Because it's such a new thing. And like three young girls, what you're doing, like you just came out from uni. So that was actually where we were at 4 years ago when we first started, and we know that it is difficult for us to grow this business because it is true lah, like, oh, why would people buy food from refugees? But at that time we told ourselves, if we want to do this, and if we see a potential and when we see a need and we think that is the right thing to do, we told ourselves we don't want to hide the fact that these food are cooked by refugees, because at one point we were discussing, should we just run as a normal business? But we told ourselves, if our point is not is to bring out the awareness and for more people to understand what's going on, we must tell them the truth. And the truth is, they are clean, the food is amazing, it is cooked by refugees, but it doesn't mean that it is of bad quality. And that is where social media came in very importantly, because we really like, we use social media to tell our story, we use social media to show people the quality of the food, and we make sure like all the photos are on good quality so that people don't see like, oh, are they serious or not? So yeah, so and fast forward like 4 years later, some of the brands that we serve include like Facebook, Allianz, Airbnb, and all these brands that come to us and tell us, hey, I want you to cater for our event because I saw, hey, you cater for somewhere, or I saw your food looks delicious. And I think that is really the power of digital marketing, social media, because social media can sort of determine the truth that people believe in. Because when you see certain things on social media, that becomes like the truth for you. And of course, don't misuse it lah, don't spread fake stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that digital marketing really plays a very important role in not just making sales, but making sure that people see you in a way where you want to be seen. And that is where I'm gonna touch more today. Yeah, so for the past 4 years, just a quick recap on the impact. For the past 4 years, we have been able to impact the lives of 100 people directly, where they are able to go to school, have a roof above their head, and have food on their table because of the food that you all have been eating, any of you, if you all have ordered. And 100% of the kids from our chefs are now in school, and we want to be able to say that they won't have to worry that they have to drop out from school one day to work for their family because their parents are financially stable. And all of them have about 250% above minimum wage, so they earn about 2,500 to 3,000 per month in order to cover their basic expenses. Some of them earn more than another depending on the need, but that is the average. So yeah, so that's what Picha is all about. And before that, we were called the Picha Project. And the reason why we changed from the Picha Project to PichaEats is because when we were Picha Project, a lot of people see us as a project because, I mean, the name is project, right? So a lot of people see us as a project, and they don't take us as seriously. And because we are called the Picha Project, the association that people have in their mind is always to charity, to social work. So they think of us when they have CSR event, but they don't think of us when they have birthday parties because we just don't pop up. They probably think about Pizza Hut, KFC, GrabFood, or all these other brands, but Picha Project doesn't pop up because it's not associated in their mind. So we told ourselves it's time for us to reposition ourselves, that we are not a social enterprise that sells food. We are a food business that drives impact. So it's the same concept, but just the shift in focus, putting the food business before the impact, it really made a significant change where people start seeing us as a food business that has an impact instead of a charity that tries to sell food. You get what I mean? I can't see a response, but I hope you get what I mean. And when we decided to do that, it's a lot of changes internally. And I remember clearly, I spoke to Timothy Tia from Colony. I told him this is what we are going to do. And he gave me a very, very good advice that I would like to share with everyone, is that he told me that when you say you want to change, is really from the inside out, because how people see you is who you are. And it's not like I want you to see me as a food business, then they will see. It's how I show them that I'm a food business, then they see me as a food business. Okay, I hope I made myself clear. But yeah, so it really makes us change a lot of things in terms of like social media, our design, our marketing, our language. Everything has to change in a way where we highlight and show people that we are a food business of food of good quality that has an impact. And it took us about, I think, half a year. Half a year later, we did see a shift where if you scroll through our Google review for PichaEats, you will see our review last time is always like, oh, support them, support these local business, support the refugee chef, something like that. But right now the review is very much focused on food. The reviews is about how the food is great. I really enjoyed the food, and the service is good. The delivery is on time. The food is warm and things like that. So we saw a result in that shift. And yeah, and today on the technical side of things, I'm going to cover a lot on social media because I think right now at this moment, we are all going through different challenges. I mean, same problem. I mean, same challenge, but probably different challenges. But what I'm going to touch today mainly focus on social media content that is organic. I'm not touching much on like the paid ads or even traffic or very fancy marketing stuff because I think some of the other speakers are covering that. So the reason why I'm sharing about organic social media content is because, again, when Picha first started, we really didn't have any budget for marketing or ad. And we rely very heavily on content, very heavy on storytelling. And to be honest, that actually did kind of work out for us. So today I'm just going to share with all of you in details how we do our content internally and how we can produce content across different platforms organically. We also do paid ads lah, but today I'm just gonna talk about the organic stuff. Okay, so I think first of all, for all of you here, no matter you are from a food business, e-commerce, or you are trying to have a business one day, before we go on to social media marketing, which is actually something very important, unless your business really doesn't need it. But I think before we go on to social media marketing, it's very important for us to have a goal in mind on why are we on social media. Is it for brand awareness? Is it for brand engagement? Is it to generate new leads, new sales, or to provide customer service? These are some of the main goals, but there are a lot more smaller goals which you can read up. But I'm just going to touch on these few main ones because depending on the goal that you want to achieve through social media, the strategy is actually very different. The content that you produce is also very different. So I have a few examples of other businesses. So for example, Wanderlust and Co, a lot of their content on social media is for brand awareness, for people to see the product, for people to know that they are there. And I think that is sort of like the direction that they are going for. So if you are looking for brand awareness, it's very important for us to for you to highlight what product that you have and what's so good about it, and maybe also need to put in some ad budget for it to reach out. If you don't want to put in ad budget, some of the ways to have your brand out there is actually through like organic collaboration or even commenting on other people's Instagram so that they see you and things like that. So these are more of the manual stuff that we can do. And if it's for brand engagement, I think Oxwhite really does an amazing job in brand engagement. Shout out to CK and team, where I think they really did very well in involving the whole Oxwhite community in giving them feedback, updating them about what they are doing. And when you are in the Oxwhite community page, you just feel like I am part of the brand, I'm part of the product, I'm part of the product development process, which I think they are doing really great in that. So if your goal is to create that kind of engagement, your content needs to be designed in a way that it encourages that. And if you need to study a brand, Oxwhite is the brand to study. Another thing to focus on is, another goal is to generate new sales, new lead. And one of the company that I spoke to before was PTT Outdoor. To them, they sell like outdoor equipments, camping equipments, outdoor products. And they shared with me that what works for them is really doing Facebook Live. So they go on live and they introduce their product, like, oh, this what's the function, how can you use this, and that generates sales and leads for them. So again, it shows depending on your different goal, your creatives and your content strategy needs to be different. And the last one I'm going to highlight is customer service, which I don't see much in Malaysia as of now. But I think in US, a lot of international brands, they use Twitter for customer service. So if you have problem, you tweet them and they will reply you, which I thought was pretty cool because instead of calling or instead of having like a new system, that you have to build a bot behind or something, they use Twitter, which is very accessible. So yeah, so that is another goal. And again, depending on different goals, the strategy will be different. So before getting on social media, it's very important for us to know why are we on it. All right, and then the next one will be which platform to be on. I think right now a lot of people, we go straight to, let's say, Instagram or Facebook. But which platform to be on before deciding that is really important for us to understand who is our target market and understanding the platform. So how we, let's see if I have a slide. Okay, no. So how we understand the target market, there is a lot of tools around. You can really like Google and see what tools you can use to understand your customer journey more. So we do like customer profiling, where we imagine how's our client like, what they do in their whole day, what's their spending budget like, and how much time do they have on social media. So things like that, when you go through the life of your customer profile, it sort of help you gauge at what time should you post certain content and which platform should you be on. So for example, I'm just generalizing. For example, if your target market is kids around the age of, let's say, 15 to 21, I'm not sure what you sell, but if that's your target market, you probably want to be on TikTok or Instagram. They are very likely not on Facebook, not on LinkedIn. But if your target market is for working adults, that is maybe young adults, working adults, they are probably on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. Yeah, so Instagram, the crowd is about like 20 to 35, somewhere around there. So it's very important for us to understand who's our market and what platform they will be on. Because if our target is younger group, but we do it on LinkedIn, then it's just completely a waste of money. So common sense, but not common practice. So do think about that and understand your customer before choosing the platform and investing in it. So yeah, so that's about the platform. And I think another thing to understand is also to make sure you understand the functions of the platform. So for example, on Instagram, you know there is Insta Story, and on Insta Story you can do Insta Live, you can do Insta TV, and on Insta Story there's a lot of other function, like there is polls, there is Ask Me Anything, there is what else? What else do they have? A lot of things lah. So understanding all these functions can help you to decide as well which platform to go on, because maybe certain function works well and is important for your business. Okay, and the next one, which is the most important part of my sharing today, is what to post. So what to post? Before we started planning for our content, we were actually posting up random stuff, and the random stuff are like updates, like, oh, today I catered here, or today we delivered food there, today we spoke here, today we spoke there. And if you think about it, if we post content like that, the only people who are interested to see this kind of content is maybe your friends or your fans or your followers, who just want to know your progress. Because if not, why would someone want to know what you did today? Yeah lor, why? So I think it's very important for us to know what we want to post, what's our personality, and how do we sound like. And I have some example here where, since we are touching on F&B, I have example for 4 different F&B Instagram page that sounds and look completely different. So this is DoorDash in US. I think a lot of you know about it as well. So if you know, I just click into this slide, you see colors, a lot of colors. It looks very funky. And if you go to their Instagram and you read their caption, they just sound like they don't care. They have like this very cool vibe where, oh, I do me, you do you. Like, I'm very cool. If you like my product, you like. If you don't like, okay, it's okay. So that is the vibe that they give out, and you can really feel the vibe from how they talk and how they do their visual. And as compared to this is Grain Singapore. When we click in, everything looks very fancy, very of good quality. It looks like some high class restaurant that is on a food delivery method. So I think the message that they want to bring out is that you can get high quality food even though it is delivered to you in a delivery form. And that shows very well in their visual and also their caption. And then the next one is McDonald's. McDonald's have won a lot of marketing awards, and on their Instagram, everything just looks very, it's very it's very relatable. It's very colorful. It's very happy, and I think the image that they want to give is really like we are your friendly neighborhood friend, that kind of stuff. Because McDonald's is such a big brand, and if they don't go to this approach, you will feel like they're very far away. Even though McDonald's is everywhere, but as a brand, they are huge and they are international. But I think all their visual and the way they speak on social media really feel like they are your like kawan next door. And I think they really did a very good job in that. And as compared to McDonald's Singapore, which is very ad focused, so the whole voice when you go into McDonald's Malaysia and McDonald's Singapore, even though it's the same brand, it's very different. So there is no right or wrong in any of this. The point that I want to bring out is really how you portray yourself on social media. Is very important to have a very aligned voice. Even though different people, if let's say your team, different people post every day, you have to embody the same personality. And that is very, very important. And some of us actually asked before, oh, then if this is my personality, and does that mean I have split personality on different platforms? No, you are still the same personality, but on different platform, you might sound different. So for example, Suzanne on Instagram, Suzanne on LinkedIn, Suzanne on Facebook will sound slightly different. Just imagine your personal social media, right? So that's the same for a brand. So for Picha, I'm the same person, I have the same value, I have the same personality, but when I'm on Instagram, it's like I'm speaking to friends. And when I'm on LinkedIn, I'm professional. I'm wearing like a suit. And when I'm on Facebook, I speak a bit differently because maybe the people on Facebook are slightly older, don't get offended, but it's more like adults, right? And when I'm on TikTok, I'm just crazy because people on TikTok want like crazy content. So it's still the same person, it is still the same Picha, but the voice is slightly different across different platforms. Clear? Okay. No response, but okay. I assume it's clear. All right. So aside from what voice and what personality that we have, another thing to look into is also the content. We call it the content pillars. Everyone call it the content pillar, where even though it might look like it's something very common sense or something very it's like, oh, do I need to sit down and plan this because it's so natural, it just comes to my head? True. But if you want it more systematic and more organized, you can come up with different pillars. So what I mean by pillars is, for example, in Picha, we have content going out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, 4 platforms every single day. YouTube maybe once every 2 to 3 days. And it's very important for us to have content pillars to anchor ourselves. If not, we will just be posting random stuff and it will be very, very messy. So what I mean by content pillar is really a theme, an overarching theme of your content. For example, we have one of our content pillar is chef story, where we cover the story of our chef in different ways. It can be through video, it can be through visual. And then another content pillar that we have is the food highlights. So we just post like really mouth-watering food photos. And another content pillar is Think of Picha When, where we put photos that can help people relate at what kind of event you can order from Picha. So that is 3 examples of our content pillar. Of course, there's a lot more. There is like recipes, there is a lot more lah. So there's food recipe, that is like team introduction, there is the background of the food. So that there is a lot of content that can actually come up from our brand if you really sit down and think about it. So if you want to try this out, I would suggest you and your team, or you yourself, whichever, to really sit down and think as a brand, what are some of the things that you can highlight. So for example, just do this as a quick exercise. Let's say for myself, for my own social media, personally, what are some of the content pillars I can have? So for example, my content pillar can be my dog. I always post about my dog. It can be the funny things that happen in my family. That's another content pillar. It can be my work updates. So what's up with Picha recently? Or it can be cafe, my favorite cafes, for example. So I can have a series of different cafes that I really like. So these are considered content pillars, and that's how you can do it for your brand. Okay. All right. So after we roughly know what are our content pillars, this is also so now I just want to share with you how we post different content across our different social media. And right now, especially it is during this MCO period, we do a lot of content that is relatable to people. And And I think two key things that we always remind ourselves: first is the content relatable, and secondly is the content adding value to the viewer. So what I mean by adding value is not just, or you can give me a promo, or you can give me a good deal. That is not what value means. To us, value is um, anything from whether this post makes me laugh, whether this post makes me realize, hey, things can be done this way, or maybe this post makes me learn something new. Like, oh, I didn't know hummus means chickpeas in Arabic. So whatever that is, if the post gives some value to the viewer, to us, then that's a good post. So during MCO period, we try to think of what people will want to see and what they actually need for real, and try to be there for them. And on Facebook, what we did was we changed the logo to PichaEats at home, because stay home. And we also put out some of our recipes that people can try out at home. And that is really solely, it's not like I want you to buy from us, but really I want you to know that we are here for you and we are in this together. And we also do more recipe. We have like the flatbread, because no more bread, right? Cannot buy bread. So, and then one night my dad was saying, oh, he really want to eat roti canai. So we have this flatbread recipe that you can do at home. And then we also do some fun stuff where one of our team members, she is at home, so she did some or what to do at home kind of video. And also, yeah, so a lot of content that can help people relate. So for example, or now you stay at home, you can order this food and eat with your family. And if you are at home and you have a birthday, you can still order a party to your house, because really we have a mom who message us and say the son's birthday is during the MCO and she still want to make it special, so she ordered from us. So that's what we did on Facebook. And on Instagram, we try to play with as much like visual as possible, because I think IG is a very visual focused platform where people want to see pretty things. And people don't just want to see pretty things, they also want to see unpredictable pretty things. So for example, there was a period of time where Picha, we were posting a lot of food photos. Even though the food photos were pretty, it was just food photos again and again and again. And it sort of reached a point where people told us, oh, why you post the same thing again? It's actually different food, but it just looks very similar. So that was when we realized that if people know that you are going to post these kind of photos anyway, then why follow you? Because I know what you're going to post. The next 10 days, you are still going to post the same thing you posted today. So we decided to come up with a lot more different visual and different creatives, different content, so that to our followers, later you can scroll through and see. For our followers, you don't know what you're getting today. It can be a video, it can be a review, it can be a funny quote, it can be a pun, it can be something very random. So every day things is different. And of course, because we have the content pillar, even though every day is different, actually every 15 days it kind of loop. So you get what I mean? So we have the content pillar and we just put them into different places so that it's different every day, but it actually has a structure to it. So that's what we do. IG story. IG stories has been amazing because IG stories has very high engagement. And during when MCO was announced, we told ourselves, even though this was literally what went through our mind, we told ourselves, even though our sales will drop this period, even though they might end up not buying from us, but we want to use this period to show people that we are there for them, because it's a tough time to go through and we want to go through it together. So with IG story, we came up with this 14-day positivity challenge, where every single day we come up with a different challenge that people can do via IG story to just connect to people. So some of that includes text your friend and ask them how they are doing. And people do it and they get quite cute reply. And some of it is list down 3 lessons that you learned during MCO, or list down 3 things that you are grateful for, and people will actually share. They share lah, and I think that's really what I want to what we want to do, in a way to spread out the positivity. And another thing that we did was to share more about local businesses, because I mean we are also a business. You're listening, you are also running different businesses. You know how hard is it a time like this, and we really want to be there for each other. So when we ask, okay, share with us a local business that you love, because by doing that we can tag them, and more people on our platform can get to know the different businesses. And we got a lot of response as well, where they say, oh, Stickery Ali Mutu and Ahok, Strangers at 47, Table and Apron, and so on. And that creates a lot of engagement. And I think we also hear from some people that the the content that we are giving out gives them a lot of positivity and hope, and that's really what we want to do, to be there for them, whether in the end you buy or not. We want to be there for you. And LinkedIn. So for LinkedIn, we do a lot of LinkedIn related content. So because LinkedIn works very differently, it has a lot. We have to understand people are on LinkedIn for a lot of professional reason. They want to learn about things that they can apply in the workforce. They want to look for jobs. They want to headhunt. So on LinkedIn, our content is very much work culture focused, where we share with people what we do internally, how we do discussion, what are our values, how do we practice certain value. And during this MCO period, we also got Kim, who is our CEO, to share about how we are facing it, how we are adapting to it, and we also do some infographic on what helped us to sort of cope with this crisis. So that is what goes out on LinkedIn. So if you also would like to go on different platform, and the reason why we are on LinkedIn is also because, as I mentioned, half of our sales come from B2B, so it is a logical platform for us to be on. But if for you it doesn't apply, then you can think whether you want to be on it or not. It's not a must to be on all. And yeah, and then TikTok, we got on TikTok because we believe that it will be like the next big thing. It's actually already a big thing now. We got on it earlier to make sure that we are getting a hang of it. And on TikTok, we also do a lot of random stuff. We are still in the process of learning for TikTok to figure out how it works. We do a lot of like MCO related funny stuff. We do some challenge to just basically put out fun content out there for people to have a laugh. Yep, so that's TikTok. And if you can see across our different platform, even though what we stand for is the same and the food that we sell is also actually the same, the team is also the same. But if you look at it, it's actually ideal that the content that you post on different platforms are not mirroring each other, which means try not to post one thing on Facebook and copy paste the same thing on Instagram, and then you copy paste the same thing on LinkedIn, because it doesn't work that way. Just imagine, let's say I follow your brand. I'm scrolling on Facebook and I saw your post. And then after that, I got bored with Facebook. I switched to Instagram and I scroll, I see the same thing. And then I go on LinkedIn, I see the same thing. I think very likely I will unfollow one of the account, because what for I follow across different platforms when you are going to post the same thing. So it's important to not mirror, but still create a holistic experience. So what we do is we post different content, different caption, but some of the times the angle is actually the same. So for example, right now we are posting about Ramadan. So on Instagram, we are doing Ramadan. On Facebook, we are also doing Ramadan, but it's just that the caption and the photos are slightly different, skewing to the crowd who are reading it on different platforms. So those are our content, and some of the other stuff to try out than Lion is some of the things that we try out during this period is to do Instagram or Facebook Live. I think during this period, again, whatever I'm covering now are like the free stuff, organic stuff that is not paid. So what we did was we did IG Live with different people, like Nandini from sales.com, ZRV, and the point of doing that is really to add more value to our viewers, where they can learn about different things, and at the same time it's sort of like a cross marketing as well, where their followers get to know about Picha and our followers get to know about them as well. So we are doing a series of that almost every single day, and it has been working quite well. And for other food businesses, which we haven't done it yet, we're gonna try this week. A lot of food business are doing Facebook Live, showing what they are cooking. So basically, it's a live that shows what I'm cooking right now, and if you're hungry, you want to eat, order here, there, somewhere like that. And I think that's also a very good way of utilizing social media at a time like this. And other than that is collaborate. We similar to what I mentioned in the Insta story, where we want to be there for one another. Ever since MCO started, ever since this whole situation began, we started collaborating a lot with different brands, where we shout out about them. So this is Book Access. They actually started doing online book delivery. So we just did a cross mentioning where, when you read a book, you can enjoy brownies from Picha, and they did the same as well. And that kind of helped us create like a follower flow, where our followers followed them, some of their followers followed us, and that is a way to collaborate to build our brand organically. And we are doing a lot more of this with many different brands. And I think right now, it's really a good time lah, because a lot of people are on their phone right now a lot, since there's a lot of time and a lot of business really need more exposure. So let's help each other out through this kind of collaboration. And I think this is the final one, which is using user generated content. So what we realized is that we can shout how good we are for 100 times and it will still not be stronger than a real client saying how good we are. So what we started doing is really posting real reviews from Google review, from WhatsApp, and even posting photos that our clients send to us, reposting stories that they record about us. And I think that is very powerful, because people get to see like the real product that the clients receive, and that is something that we realize has been working quite well for us. So you can try that out as well. My Burger Lab does very well in this. They always have photos posted by their clients, which always make me very hungry. Okay. Oh, that's all. So yeah, that's all that I have. And I think I hope this was helpful, because I know at this time probably budget is an issue. It's very hard to do a lot of ads and things like that, which is why I decided to share a lot more organic content stuff, because I think now budget might be an issue, but some of us might have slightly more time, because business is a bit affected. And with the time, that was what we told ourselves. Our catering sales has decreased so much. Some of us have some time on our hand because that part of the business is gone now. So we told ourselves, okay, let's generate more content. Let's work on more internal process, and whatever that is, the whole team right now, we are just on our toes and getting ready for whatever that comes ahead. And if we need to change anything, we have to change. And yeah, I really hope everyone's keeping well and hang in there. We can get through this. All right, that's all. Thank you
All
for.
right. Thank you very much for sharing, Suzanne. I also get a lot of value out of this sharing session. I think there's a lot of content. There's a lot of things that can be learned and can be applied immediately into your business. So for all our audience watching in front of the screen right now, if you have any questions, right, remember to type it down in the comments area, because Suzanne is going to still be with us here for a while more, and she will be selecting some of these questions and she'll be answering you also in the comment sections. But I have this is one question, right? For you guys, like, you know, even on Facebook, you already have like 12,000 followers and likes and stuff. So the question is, if I am a new F&B, I'm new to social media. I've been doing F&B for a while. I haven't really built an online presence yet. Even now that I can thought of all this content, the thing is like, who should I post it to, and then, you know, who's gonna watch it? So the question is, what's the suggestions to build my audience?
Okay. I think okay, it's sort of like a chicken and egg story. So for example, if yeah, it's true, if I have quality content but I have no audience, then what's the point? But if let's say you don't have quality content and someone realize your page, they come in, they still won't follow you because there is nothing there. So I think if I want to think about it, if you have budget, of course you build the content and then you can push out an ad to channel people in. So that's if you have budget. Usually, actually, it won't cost so much. You can spend about maybe 50, 100, 150 to start off. Another way, I think for myself, if I really have no budget and I have to do it, I will start with collaboration. Like whichever brand that can complement my brand, I will reach out to them. This is like really bootstrap style. Yeah, maybe collaborate with them, get their help to do a shout out, and then slowly build from there. This is actually something that we are doing right now as well. So I forgot to mention, so what we did was when MCO started, we knew that we need to reach out to a bigger crowd because our B2C isn't strong yet. We were strong in B2B. So we actually messaged about 200 over influencers, like the really like the influencer. And to our surprise, right, about 40 of them actually posted and shared about what we have. And it's just a kind action that they want to do for local businesses because everyone is struggling. And that gave us a surge in followers. Suddenly, like it just spiked up. And when we were messaging, we actually just hope that more of these news go out so that our chef get to have orders, but we didn't realize it will have such a huge impact on our social media. So I would say you can do it both ways. So first way is, of course, you do like the digital ads. Of course, as I mentioned, the content needs to be good at the first place so that when people come in, they follow you. If not, when they come in and there is nothing, they won't follow. Then you waste your money. You lead them in for nothing. And another way, as I mentioned, it can collaborate. You can do events. You can use hashtags. Hashtags actually works as well. Use the right hashtag. Another way that we are currently also doing is to interact with other people. So reply to other people's Insta story, reply to other people's posts, comment on other people's posts. It is very manual, but it works actually. And all these we actually learn from Google. We Googled how to increase engagement on Instagram, how to have more people to notice us, and all these are listed down.
Yeah, so actually it's really being able to take some initiative, do some Google search, and then try and test out different ways that can be done. One last question, right? So on behalf, let's say if I'm a F&B business and I'm new, but I see comparing to some of these things that you shared from McDonald's, from yourself, you talk about like my burger lab. It seems like you guys all had a very professional team at the back who knows how to take good pictures, do good design, and being able to write very good copywriting on social medias, and even maybe doing digital ads and stuff, right? But as for a normal a company like me, what can I do, right? What if I don't have all these professional teams, is it okay?
Okay. I think that is really not an excuse, because when we first, whoever who is out there who think I don't have a professional team. So for ourselves, we actually also don't have a professional team. Like we learn everything ourselves because we don't have money to hire a professional team, right? So the photos are actually all taken from phones. Of course, we have to. Eventually, I personally invested in like iPhone 11 because it can really take very good photos and visual. And that was a conscious decision that I have to make. But before that, really like pinjam friend's phone, or like get a friend to help out with the camera. We go to Daiso to buy all these like cheap equipments. What's that? Like we go to Daiso to buy like a fake marble wallpaper so that it looks like we are taking picture on the marble. We don't have lights, so we wait for the sun. So we take photo in the morning. Sometimes you go to the park outside with natural sunlight. So actually all this is kind of you just have to like figure out. And design also, I got a friend to teach me how to use AI, and from there I just figure out myself, go online, watch YouTube, and everything actually learn. We all have zero background in this. My background is in psychology. Okay lah. So like even digital ads also, a lot of asking for mentorship, asking people how they do it, and you'll be surprised. Actually, people are very open to share. So if we can reach out to just say, hey, I'm stuck here. I don't know why this ad is not working. Do you mind having a look? How can I improve? And they will just like a few minutes help you take a look and let you know what's wrong. So I think there's really no excuse that you don't have a team or you don't know how to write caption. Even though you don't know how to write caption, learn and copy and paraphrase. Okay, not copy in a way where it's unethical. Yeah, just go and see. So for us, right, what we do is we really go and see other people's Instagram, like Burger King, the international one, very funny. Chipotle is very good. Oreo, all this has very, very good creatives. I know they have like professional team, but you still can learn something from there. And see the puns that they have, try to use it for yourself, but change it a bit. So a lot of things is just have to like study, learn, and try it out, and keep testing. And I think one big lesson that we learned for the past 4 years is, if something worked today, it might not work next month anymore.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work anymore, you have to notice and don't say, oh, why it doesn't work anymore, because the algorithm changed. So really very fast. As frustrating as it is, you have to keep changing. Like certain ads that I do work super well last year, this year completely cannot work anymore. So I just need to come up with new things. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yes.
So coming towards the end of the session, on behalf of all our audience sitting in front of the TV, on the laptop, or on the mobile, is there any promo that we can get for all of them to order from Picha?
Sure. Okay, sure. We can. How do I send it? I can send it to you, right?
Yes,
I
yes.
share with you a 5% promo across like anything. Then you can send it out. So right now we have Ramadan set that is already out for 5 packs. So this year, if the MCO extends, we might be spending Ramadan at home, which is why you can order a Ramadan set to your house and you can break fast together with your friends and family. No friends, sorry, family or housemate. Yeah, and we also have a lot of family meals, like meals for 5 packs, 4 packs, that is suitable for families. So if you are bored of your own cooking and you don't know what else to eat, you can try out our food. Yeah.
Right. So what are we going to do is that after this session, remember to check out the offer page in the website for all our audience, and you will be able to find the promo code from PichaEats to be able to redeem it, especially if you are around in Klang Valley area, right? So about time. Once again, thank you very much, Suzanne, for sharing and providing so much value in this session to all our audience. I believe we all learned something today. And
Yeah.
yep, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. See ya. Bye-bye.